Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. The mega game this weekend in college football is Tennessee traveling to Oklahoma. As you can see on the screen, Tennessee is actually a 6.5-point road favorite. The over-under set at 57.5. These lines provided by FanDuel Sportsbook. By the way, we're recording on Tuesday, so if they move throughout the week, I don't want anybody yelling in the comments section, but that is the line. That is the over-under right now here on a Tuesday afternoon and evening. And when I look at this game, listen, we know why it's a big one, right? It is the return of Josh Heupel to Oklahoma, but it is also Oklahoma's first ever SEC game. So the SEC schedule makers did this on purpose. But here's the thing that I don't think even the most brilliant SEC schedule maker could have thought of when this game was scheduled, whatever it was, 18 plus months ago. The fact that Tennessee with Josh Heupel is walking into Norman, his alma mater, where he was once fired as offensive coordinator. He's walking in with a team that I believe most people in college football believe, maybe not the favorite to win the national championship, but you talk about that team that can win 4 postseason games, maybe 3 if they win the SEC. Many believe that Tennessee is in that group. This just looked like a fun game in the preseason. Now I look at Tennessee as a complete team that can compete for a national championship. And so when you look at this game, let's start with Tennessee, because the bottom line is, look, Nico is incredible. He is one of the most gifted quarterbacks in all of college football, right? But at the same time, my buddy Josh Pate, right? He calls them casuals. If you're still just talking about Nico when you talk about Tennessee, sorry, dude, you're a casual, because at the end of the day, dude or young lady, let's be fair here. If you're still just talking about Nico, you are not seeing what Josh Heupel has created at Tennessee. This is a team that is not only 3-0, but they are a complete football team, okay? Tennessee coming into this game, how about this? 3rd in the nation in rushing. Only Army, who basically runs on every single play, and ironically, Central Florida, UCF, where Josh Heupel came from, those are the only 2 teams that are running the football at a higher rate or at a better rate, I should say, than Tennessee is. Dylan Sampson averaging like 8 yards per carry. Deshaun Bishop averaging like 10 yards per carry. This team can run the ball. Obviously, Nico can pass the crap out of the ball, throws a beautiful football. And then here's the other thing as well. Tennessee's got themselves a defense. And it's funny, I just saw this clip right before we went live. Otherwise, I would have had producer Matt pull it. But Josh Heupel, after the NC State game a few weeks ago, he kind of gave this impassioned speech of like, look, I love putting points on the board, but at the same time, Tennessee football was built on defense. Eric Berry, Reggie White, Al Wilson, I believe, were the names that he referenced. And it speaks to the fact that at Tennessee, just like anywhere in the SEC, it's fun to put a bunch of points on the board. If you can't get stops, though, it doesn't matter. And that's what people are missing on this Tennessee team. This Tennessee team, right now, top 5 defense in all of college football. But here's the crazy part. They've basically done it with a base defense the entire year, okay? Because last year, Tennessee finished 1st in the SEC in tackles for loss, 2nd in sacks. They're nowhere near the top in either of those categories. It's not because they're not capable. It's because Josh Heupel and that defensive staff really haven't started, unleashing the dogs, okay? And so when I look at this Tennessee team, just look at the stats. Just look at the defense. Top 5 defense in college football. But beyond that, here's the other thing. This is a team. This is one of the wildest stats I haven't heard many people talk about. They haven't given up an offensive touchdown, not only this season, but in the last 4 games dating back to last year. Play Iowa in the bowl game. Okay, 35-0 win. You sit, okay, maybe Iowa just stinks. Well, this year, you play Chattanooga in week 1, shut them out. Week 2, you beat NC State 51-10. NC State, their only touchdown was on a tipped pass from Nico, run it back for a touchdown. And then, oh, by the way, shut out Kent State a week ago as well. So zero touchdowns given up by the defense this year coming into this game. That is the Tennessee side of things. The Oklahoma side of things, I think, is as interesting. I'll give you a little preview into what's coming later this week. But my buddy Chris Plank, who covers Oklahoma, will join us later in the week. And I was talking to Plank earlier, and when he kind of referenced the state of Oklahoma football, he kind of mentioned something that I thought was interesting to me. He said this entire program, and it's not an excuse. I don't want to say, oh, Torres is defending Brent Venables. But what Plank said was the program, the start date for the SEC was 2025. That was the year that they believed they were going to be there. And so they were really kind of trying to build the program to really be firing on all cylinders in 2025. Why do I bring it up? It's because if you look at this team, entirely new offensive line that also happens to be banged up, Jackson Arnold going into his first season as a starter this year. Ideally, you're building towards 2025. Jackson Arnold, I'm going to call him Jackson Robinson, by the way. That's the Kentucky basketball player. Jackson Arnold is a player that would be going into year 2 next year. You'd have an established offensive line, but that's kind of where Oklahoma is as a football program right now. The defense is what you would expect from a Brent Venables coach team. The offense is still very much a work in progress. In terms of that defense, listen, statistically, the stats don't blow you off the page, but I think what you need to know is they get after the quarterback, right? And they do it in a very Brent Venables type way. Coming into this game, they actually lead the SEC in sacks, 11 sacks through 3 games, 23 tackles for loss. That's top 20 in the country. So that's a Brent Venables defense, right? They get after you defensively. They make you uncomfortable. They make you make plays. But the offense, hate to say it, still very much a work in progress. Jackson Arnold is about a 60% completion percentage guy right now. That worries me going up against a very good defense. The run game has been good, but not great. And so when you look at this point spread, when you look at this game, when you look at this matchup, you look at Tennessee coming in as a favorite. And I'll be honest, I actually don't think it's enough. Now, in terms of my actual best bet for this game, because we do best bets on this show, I will actually take the under of 57.5. I actually just saw it ticked up to 58.5. So the number is going up. So maybe I'm on the wrong side of that one. But why I actually like the under in this game is this. I think Tennessee wins. I actually think Tennessee wins pretty convincingly, to be perfectly honest. But at the same time, when I look at this game, I think this will be a national coming out party for, in my opinion, the entire Tennessee football program. Everybody that's a casual, as we talked about, knows about Nico. Everybody that's a casual knows about this offense. I don't think people realize just how much talent is on the defensive side of the football. And so when I will look at this game, Oklahoma, kind of up and down at the quarterback position, kind of up and down on offense. I think they're going to struggle to move the football at home. Now, the counter to that, I think they're going to be really good on defense. And I do think they'll give Nico and this offense as much problems as the offense has had at any point since Nico took over in the bowl game a year ago. I don't think they slow him down. I don't think you can slow this Tennessee team down. But I think this is a B+ performance for Tennessee against the best defense that they have faced since the bowl game last year. But the counter to that is I think this is, again, a national coming out party for the Tennessee team as a whole. So my official pick, my official best bet is under 57.5. I don't even think we come close to hitting that number. The only way, in my opinion, that we come close to hitting that number is if Jackson Arnold either has the day of his life, which he hasn't proven an ability to do so far, or if Tennessee, if Oklahoma's defense is no good and Tennessee just puts up points in spades. I think Tennessee wins this game somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think it's going to be a lot to a little, to be honest. I think it's like 31-13, 34-10, something like that. The cover, yes. But I think the under, I don't even think this number is close to 57.5 by the time this game is actually decided. Give me Tennessee to win. Also, give me the under as my official best bet.